Alright, what's up everybody? Got another, I got something at Target today. Doing another unboxing. I just did one recently, but I'm really excited for this thing, and I actually, since they announced it, I was like, I think I want to do a YouTube video on that, so I'm glad it's finally out. Today I'm doing an unboxing of the PlayStation Dualshock 4 back button attachment for PS4. This just came out. I feel like it was supposed to come out a little bit later in January, but I saw IGN do a video on it like a week ago or so, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. I got it early just to like do some videos on it and stuff. But then I just saw random YouTubers doing stuff on it on my YouTube feed, and I was like, oh, so I guess general public has access to it now. So I looked it up, and GameStop had it online, but not in stores, at least for me. Best Buy said it was coming out in February, and I was like, all right, Best Buy, you're fucked up. But then I found a Target by me that had some in stock, so I drove over yesterday, picked it up so I could do the unboxing today. If you don't know what this is something which I'll show you later when I go downstairs to where my PlayStation 4 is. You put on the back, you can kind of see it there, something you attach onto the back of your console. It plugs in underneath the controller, not console, put on the back of your controller, plugs in underneath the controller, and it gives you buttons on the back for you to press with these fingers when you're gripping the controller. Something similar to paddles that you would see on the Xbox Elite controller or SCUF controllers. Very popular on pro gaming controllers. Are used for like competitive plays in games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, stuff like that. I like to play those games a lot, so I've always wanted to use the paddles on controllers like that because I think it really would give you an edge in certain scenarios, like not having to press circle to... I use analog stick to crouch in first-person shooters now, just because I think it's a way easier and way more, gives you much more control over your character, and I could do drop shots and stuff like that a lot easier. But not having to go press circle to melee and being able to just press the back button, or being able to press the back button to jump instead of having to take my finger off the analog, my thumb off the analog stick, and being able to jump and do jump shots, especially in Fortnite when you're building, would be really great, so I don't have to take my fingers off the analog sticks. And that's kind of the gist of this thing. So, I mean, I'm sure you probably know what this is if you're involved in the gaming world. They're pretty popular nowadays. So I'm going to do a quick little unboxing. Let's get the box open, and then I can talk about it a little bit more, because there's some theories that come with this that excite me, so I want to talk about them. Alright. Oh. Important. Reads first. Importante. No, it just says important twice. What is this? Important. Read first. I immediately picked out the wrong language side. Other side. Notes for a successful setup. Turn off your controller before attaching the product to the DualShock 4. Okay, that's to ensure proper connection. That's good to know. Use it only with DualShock 4s. That's a shocker. So then it just shows you how to plug it into your controller. It's just, I'm sure it's pretty simple. I've heard from some people that it's a little tricky, but I can't imagine it's that tricky. So here we go. It goes right in there. Pull it out. There's some more paperwork back here somewhere in the box. The good stuff. Yeah, alright, this is it. This tiny little thing. Wrapped in some nice foam cloth. Much like the DualShock 4s themselves when you get them in the console box. And here you go. There she is. Yeah, I mean, there's not like a lot to say about it right now. Because it's just like a piece of plastic. A tiny piece of plastic. When I get downstairs, I will plug in my PS4. We'll get a better look at it. This is a screen that will turn on. It's an OLED screen. Yeah, it's an OLED screen. So it displays. So how this works is you assign. Here's one paddle, the right paddle, and the left paddle. So you assign each paddle a button using this screen. So I can assign like this one X to jump and this one circle for like melee or whatever, or crouch depending on the game. And how you set that through the OLED screen, and it's also will be displayed here so you know what to set for what. So the screen itself is a button. You click it here. There you go. Give you a little sound. Oh, and it has a, this is important, it has a stereo headset jack on the bottom because it plugs in through the stereo headset jack and the, I can't really see it here, but there's like the extension port here, which, I mean, honestly, the only use I've ever seen that for on the Dualshock 4 is charging. Sometimes chargers use that little extension port at the bottom, but this uses the extension port and the 3.5mm jack port. So, but there is a 3.5mm jack on the bottom of this, so you could still use earbuds, headsets, whatever you want on your controller. You don't lose that, which is convenient and nice. And yeah, and there's a little PlayStation logo in there, which you can't see now, so let me get the B-roll and let me go downstairs and plug it into a controller. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm downstairs in my living room where I play games and got the attachment. I'm going to plug it into my Dualshock 4 and just give you some shots of it in action and stuff. And then I'll talk a little bit more about it back upstairs. Okay, so here we go. This is the attachment going in. One thing I just noticed recently is this little, where the 3.5mm jack is, actually moves. So it moves intentionally. It's not like broken, but I think it's just to help it get into the controller. So the buttons go on the back side of the controller like that. And I think it slides in like, wow, you know what? Oh no. Did I just turn the controller on? No, we're good, okay. You know what? It is tricky to get in there. I think I'm gonna try going like, why would they make it this tricky? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, that wasn't that bad actually. Hope I got a good shot of that. I'll redo it just to make sure, so I wasn't looking at the camera. Alright, there we go. Show it from this side. Oh, that's gonna be even trickier to do it like this. You kind of just gotta, first you gotta get the 3.5mm jack in, and you kind of just gotta wiggle it up and down until it kind of just slides in. That worked for me, and kudos. So now it's on there. Oh, you know what? Wow. I am actually surprised how good that feels. Holding it in my hand like a normal Dualshock 4. I mean, that feels good. That just feels like where my fingers naturally want to go. I feel like I'm not doing any extra work to press these buttons, which is actually really nice. I almost feel like I might accidentally press them a lot, so definitely don't have it in the controller if you're not going to use it, I think. But we'll see how it goes when I'm actually playing a game. Because when I'm in a competitive game, sometimes I really grip my controller hard, and I feel like I'll accidentally press these buttons quite a bit, but we'll see. That's why we're going to test it out. There we go, the screen's on. Let me get a good shot of that. I missed it. Okay, so when you press it, the touchpad, it turns on. So right now it says player 1 set to X and O. I hold it, and all of a sudden now you can see it's giving me options for the ones on the right and left, and then if you touch the buttons, so right now I'm touching the right button, and it's moving up and down between all the different configurations, so you can do any of the face buttons. Seems like you could do the D-pad buttons. L1, R1, L2, R2, L3, R3, which is pretty good too. Option, you can just have it null and void, then triangle. So how would I do this? I want the X to be, I want the right to be X and the left to be circle, I think. Because I think that would make sense for when I'm playing Fortnite later. So we'll set the right to X, and we'll set this all the way. This is really, really easy to set up. Didn't read the instruction manuals. It's very intuitive. Nice little LED screen. It's kind of cool. This bright little pixely screen on the back here. thing, and then you touch the touchpad, or not touchpad, we touch the middle button one more time to lock it in place, and turns off, so you don't have to waste battery, I assume. Now you're good to go. So I'm moving with the analog stick. Or not analog stick, the D-pad. And then let's say I go up to my trophies. And then I click. I want to get this in the shot at the same time so you can see it working live. Click the right back button that's set for X, and it worked. Click the left back button that's set for circle, and there you go. It functions properly. Okay, so that's the thing in action. For the most part, yeah, it's like a little test run to show you how it plugs in and works on the console and everything. PS4 back button. I'm gonna play with it, around with it for a while. This is just gonna be, I'm gonna play Fortnite today. I want to try it on Modern Warfare and probably maybe some Apex too, just to get like a real feel for it. Then I'll wait and record some opinions and throw it at the end of this video, or I might just leave this as an unboxing and do like a separate little mini review of it if I feel motivated enough. We'll see. Maybe I won't do anything. I'll be crazy. But yeah, that's my unboxing of it. Now, I do want to quickly talk about the theories I was mentioning earlier that I would get to. Just wanted to come back up here to do it because the lighting downstairs, as you can see, kind of sucks ass. But so back paddles, back buttons on controllers are becoming very popular. The Xbox Elite controller has them. There's a lot of third-party PS4 controllers like the Astro, whatever, that is a really nice controller, but also really expensive. That has them. Scuff has them on their custom controllers. They're becoming very popular for competitive games, especially because those competitive games are becoming more popular as esports. Fortnite's huge, Call of Duty's huge, Apex is huge, all those games. Something I don't think you would use on other games. I might try it just for fun, but like thinking of other games, like I don't know, like Crash Team Racing. It's like I could use it as like the back bumpers. I mean, I can use it for drifting, but like I don't have a problem using R1 and L1 to drift. Like that's never been an issue. So I just don't feel like I need it in a game like that, or a game like Jedi Fallen Order. I'm never like playing those games wishing that I had that. However, competitive shooters very much I've been wishing I had this for. But since it's becoming kind of a big thing, there's a lot of talk that, and it's all just rumor, speculation, of course, but that the Dualshock 5 on the PS5 that will be released later this year is going to have back buttons or paddles built into the controller. This is kind of Sony's way of getting current PS4 owners used to the back button attachment, because there was a patent that leaked for it, so it could be a Elite DualShock 5 that they're working on, or just could be a part of DualShock 5 in general, since it's becoming such a highly demanded feature. And this might be a way for them to kind of get consumers used to the back paddles on a DualShock controller prior to it. Also, it would help with letting, if they allow since DualShock 5 looks so similar from the leaks to DualShock 4, they might allow people to use DualShock 4s on their PS5s. So this might be a way to make the DualShock 4 compatible with the PlayStation 5, so people don't have to spend a lot of money on new controllers and stuff if they want to. Again, it's all just rumors and speculations. The other thing, I think one of the other obvious things is that, like I said, competitive shooters are just so big right now. There's such a demand for stuff like this, for games like Fortnite and Call of Duty and Apex and whatnot, that I think Sony's just looking at the market and seeing like, this is something people want. Let's just give them a cheap way. And PlayStation 4 is like the most popular console right now in the game, so got a lot of people who play competitive games with controller use DualShock 4s. So I think they're just looking at the market like there's money in this. Probably people probably want this, so they're just making attachments for the DualShock 4 that's probably going to sell well because it's something that's very very high in demand, I would think, right now, with the way gaming's going in a way, or part of gaming's going. So that's probably one of the main reasons I would think personally for it. However, I really hope the speculation of this is them trying to ease people into the DualShock 5 having back buttons is true, because if the DualShock 5, like a standard one, came with back buttons built into it, like one of those Astro controllers or something, I would be happier than the biggest shit. That'd be like a dream come true for me, because that's a cool way. I mean, there's already talk about cool things they're doing with DualShock 5 to kind of make it, you know, next gen with the haptic feedback triggers. What else? There's something else that's cool that they talk about about the controller. However, the haptic feedback triggers are one of like the main things they talked about. But this should be a cool way to elevate the controller and elevate gaming and push it forward. And like, you know, it's like when they added analog sticks for the first may not have made a lot of sense at first, but it's just another thing. It's another option for developers to add more, to give them more freedom in how their game controls, because it gives them more options, more buttons. And it's a good place to have a button. It's a pretty natural feeling. Like I said, the only issue I think I would have is accidentally pressing it. So they would have to have a way for you to be able to turn it off when you're not using it, so you're not accidentally pressing buttons in games you don't want to be. But I think it'd be a really cool evolution for controllers to just put those in, like just standard controllers have that built into them, instead of it being like something only for these really high-end, expensive Elite controllers. It's not going to be anything crazy like, you know, the scuffs and the Xbox Elites have these like metal paddles on the back that are like magnetically attached. It's not going to be anything like that, because that is expensive and that's going to come with a high-end controller. It's just going to be like, you know, buttons on the back of the controller and stuff like that. That's how I imagine it. And I really hope that they do that. So that's the theory going around for this thing, and I hope it's true. Time will tell. Less than a year from now we'll know. Probably just a couple months from now we'll know. But yeah, that's DualShock. That's the DualShock 4 back button attachment unboxing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know, like it, comment how awesome it is, subscribe if you'd like to, and yeah, that's it. Have a good day. I never know how to end videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, and let me know in the comments if you bought the thing, how you like it, and all that stuff, if you're interested in this. Or if you're interested in the theory about the DualShock 5 having built-in back buttons, stuff like that, that'd be cool. Let me know in the comments. That's it. Bye-bye.